Hey, Doug Upstone here for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and today is Tuesday, a couple days before Thanksgiving. And so we got some good things going on for you, and we're going to change up today a little bit because of the holiday. So what we're going to do is today we're only going to cover betting trends, which is typically what we do on Tuesdays, but we're going to change it up because we're going to add the NFL games. And what I'm going to do is save some of the line moves that we had for Thursday. We're going to save and actually one for Friday too. We're going to save those till tomorrow. So on Wednesday, we're going to have exclusively just line moves, betting trends, and free picks. So that's all we're going to have for tomorrow. So we're just going to stick, but we're going to have college football and the NFL. So we've got a lot of games to go through to get to that. So to get to that in a minute. Hey, speaking of Thanksgiving, I just put together a promotion, the VPID Turkey-Feast, football turkey feast. What you can get is the plays from yours truly, Sean Higgs, Kyle Hunter, Jim Mack, and Dennis Macklin. All of that, plus you're going to get all kinds of tips. You're going to get information on college basketball, NBA, hockey, and you're going to get all the picks, all the premium picks for just $40 for 5 days. That's it. That's all it's going to cost you. You can go to the Vegas Pro Insider Daily website right now if you want. Look up premium membership. Go to the last, you'll see the series of them. Go to the bottom one. You'll see this ugly mug right here. And click on that. Subscribe or buy now, I think is what it says. And that's all you got to do. 5 days, $40, all premium picks, 5 top handicappers. All right? So check that out today. Okay, if you get a chance. All right, let's get to this. Now we got going to cover first the college football. We'll go through first. And these are going to be games that are going to be played either Saturday and or on Sunday. Michigan State and Rutgers is going to be on Fox in the afternoon. And Rutgers has exceeded expectations, 8-3 against the spread this year. The problem is their offense, though, tends to be problematic, and that is why they have gone from plus 11 to plus 13.5. On the season, the Scarlet Knights are only averaging 14.6 points per game in conference games. But if you take in the 2 of the games that they did well, Maryland and Illinois, that was 56% of their total points, or 56% of their 14 plus 6 or 0.6. So yeah, they're averaging about a touchdown a game against everybody else, and especially against good defenses like Michigan State. That would seem to be a problem. When the total is 42 or less, like it is in this game, Michigan State is 8-1 against the spread. 95% of bettors are on Michigan State. Next up, Southern Mississippi and Marshall. Now in this CUSA clash, the number Marshall was the favorite, and they've dropped from -5 down to -3. Now, both teams have been terrific against the spread. In fact, if you combine their 2 records, 15-7 against the spread. So not really anything to find there. I looked at the total to see if there was some differentiation there, and where the total's sitting at 48 is kind of in between both. Southern Mississippi is a little bit higher, Marshall's a little bit lower. So not much to choose from there. So what I'm going to suggest, at least early on, despite the fact, well, not in spite, along with the idea that 96% of bettors are on Southern Mississippi, I'm going to agree because I think that their offense is better. So that's my early thoughts on that one. The Apple Cup on Fox Saturday night, Washington State and Washington. Got some friends that live in the area up and around there, so that's always a big deal there. Huge implications here for Washington State. They win the game, they're going to go play for the Pac-12 championship. They opened as plus 11 point underdogs, and they are down to plus 9. Both teams have sort of labored a little bit down the stretch, Washington more so than Washington State. Obviously, the Huskies have better overall talent, but they've been giving up a lot of points in their last couple of games, and I think Wazoo's going to have a shot at this one, certainly to at least cover the spread. Win the game? Well, we'll decide on that later. 97% of bettors are on Washington State right now. Big 12 action, West Virginia and Oklahoma. That's going to be on ESPN in the afternoon. Not going to be much of a game. Oklahoma just has to win to to go to the Big 12 championship, so they seem to be pretty good, but they want to keep winning because they want to get to the Final Four. This game has gone from the Sooners being minus 19.5 all the way up to minus 22, so that means boomer Sooner on that one. Okay, that was a nice try at least, right? Okay. West Virginia's defense, is at least or about ordinary, and they lost Will Greer. Oh, by the way, did you see Will Greer's finger? Oh, God, what a mess that was. Yikes. The West Virginia quarterback, so he's not playing, that's for sure, not with that hand. And so makes perfect sense to me. I think this is only going to go up higher, so if you like Oklahoma minus 22, grab them right away. Surprisingly, though, to me at least, only 62% are on Oklahoma. Then we have the Civil War. Oregon State and Oregon. It's going to be on ESPN2, and this should be a real sleeper. This will be about as civil as it gets. Oregon has gone from minus 21 to minus 25.5, I believe, on that one. If I watched Oregon State. In fact, it was the first game that I had an opportunity to watch. They played Colorado State, and they lost 58-27. Colorado State's not great, right? So that was the precursor as to how bad and how long it was going to be for a year for the Beavers. Ooh, bad. They're giving up over 40 points per game, and Oregon's typical MO, they just light up bad teams. I think they're going to light up the Beavers on this one too. I think again, a little bit of surprise, maybe because it's such a high spread. Only 61% of bettors are on the Ducks. All right, let's talk some NFL. The Battle of Ohio, Cleveland and Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati is 4-6, and they think, I guess they think, and at least they're talking about going on a playoff run. NFL bettors aren't quite so sure necessarily it's going to, they're not going to say they're going to go against them, but they're not sure they're going to just pulverize Cleveland here. Cincinnati's gone from minus 9 down to minus 8. My concern here, I think the line's right, but to take Cleveland as bad as they've been just across the board, their big problem is they commit all these turnovers, and at 8, I don't think it's a stretch to say that Cincinnati is probably 8 points better at home against Cleveland. But here's the problem: Cleveland turns the ball over so often that and when you do that, that just turns into points more often than not. So from that standpoint, I think that Cincinnati looks like the call right now. 75% of the people betting right now are in agreement with me in terms of tickets written. AFC South, Tennessee at Indianapolis. Bettors don't have much faith in Tennessee, and I can see why. During their 4-game winning streak, they were 1-2-1 against the spread. Certainly not imposing. They just got plastered by Pittsburgh, so that was a really ugly loss. Now, Indianapolis, at least in my opinion, is one of the least talented teams in the AFC. Cleveland's worse. I'm not sure who else is worse than who they are. But, they've won 3 times. They've kind of hung around. I mean, they got dealt a bad hand with no Andrew Luck. Jacoby Brissett has actually played fairly well, all things considered, on this one. And Tennessee has dropped from minus 4.5 to minus 3.5 because of the lack of trust. And why would you trust Tennessee? Just off the top of my head anyways. They're 4-13 on the road against the spread. 63% of bettors are on the Colts right now. Finally, Denver and Oakland. This was going to be the doubleheader game on CBS, but guess what? They're going to make it a regional game because they found something better. And so that was pretty good. In fact, they even traded out, they made a deal with Fox, and they traded out a NFC game, New Orleans and the Rams, and that's going to be the doubleheader game. Denver has 3 quarterbacks, and not one of them is better than Ryan Fitzpatrick of Tampa Bay. Journeyman Ryan Fitzpatrick. You've heard me talk about him before, but that's where Denver is right now. Now, the Oakland offensive line, you know what? Right now, they couldn't knock over 4 snowmen, okay, right in front of them. Couldn't do it. Offensive line's terrible. And in terms of play calling, you know what? Maybe I'll do a video on that for how bad the Oakland made a decision on changing play callers this year. Just horrible. The total went, because of all these factors, went from 44 down to 43. But you know what? Both these teams' defenses aren't good. Denver has players, but they're not playing well. So both teams are giving up over 24 points a game. I'm thinking over, even though 65% of the bettors are thinking under. All right, so that's everything I had. Doug Upstone here, Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. Check out the football turkey feast, $40, 5 days, and it does say on the website, you'll see at the top, it does see $4 a day. I just got to get that off there. I got to find where that deal is to get it off, so I apologize for that. If you look down further, it says 5 days, $40. So you can check that out. I'll be back tomorrow. Lots more free picks. Talk about some football on Thursday and Friday. I'll have free picks for you. And who knows, I might even throw in a basketball pick if something comes across that I see maybe for Thursday. So we'll check that out as well. Doug Upstone, Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. I am out.